Hey kids, you trying to get into Segment City? Well, you really shouldn't, because Segment City is a mature podcast, and listener discretion is advised. I'm just trying to look at... I know I'm in an alleyway. I know how I look, but I got some fireworks for you kids. I got snakes and I got sparklers. That's all I got. Oh, don't give me that. Theo?
Yeah, Will.
I have some disturbing news for you.
Okay, Will.
I had a friend who told me that for the longest time, my fursona was a shark.
Your what? Your persona was a shark?
Fursona. He thought I was a furry,
God.
and he thought I was a shark furry.
Wait. What? How did he get that?
Exactly.
How did he get that idea?
Exactly. Basically, this is what he told me. He told me this today. He told me
That's really weird. That's a really weird...
in a Discord with more than just us.
Not a DM.
Not a DM. He said that he knew a guy who said, because we used to be coworkers. And he said, "Oh yeah, the guy Will who you work with, like who works at this place, is a shark furry."
Oh.
Which I was like,
Which you are, but...
No, don't spread those lies.
Ooh, not lies if they're true.
But who spreads that facts? Who tells people that other people, what kind of furry other people are?
Also, like, my first question would be like, how do you know that?
Exactly. They're like, "Oh, he's just a weird guy." And I'm like,
so
what?
Your friend basically was just like, cool, I'll take this fact at face value
Exactly.
and move on.
And then he was like, "For the longest time, I thought you were a shark furry." And I was like, one, didn't even know that was a thing until you just said it now.
Well, you know,
two,
left shark, you know,
two,
doing his little dance.
Kind of wish you never told me. That's what you thought of me.
At least he told you so that you could refute it.
Yeah.
At least
I mean, he knew after, because he was like, "Oh yeah, this will," and the guy was like, "No,
let me just
this
set the
other
record
guy."
straight.
It's like, what?
Oh, jeez. Well,
so that's how we began the podcast.
Kinda...
I really hope this is the first episode that somebody's listening to, and they're just like, so one of the hosts is just a shark furry, I guess.
Confirmed. You're
Not
sitting
confirmed,
here
though.
and
This is the point of the
You got your
the
hand
thing.
over your head, looking like a shark.
Yep.
A little fin coming out of your head.
You know what people love in a podcast? Physical comedy. Welcome to Segment City, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Will Kane.
I'm Theo Sapakos.
Confirmed shark furry Will Kane.
Confirmed shark fury.
Conservative shark fury. Conservative Shark Tale fan.
Oh.
Never seen it, though.
You never saw Shark Tale?
No.
Let me tell you, pretty mediocre.
My friend who told me that he thought I had the shark furry fetish, we are in a D&D group together, and he was like, "So next campaign, we're going to do the Will Smith D&D fantasy campaign. You all play characters who are Will Smith characters."
I call Genie.
The new Genie?
Yep.
Oh, that's terrifying.
I mean, you have to be, because the old Genie is Robin, but like...
Can I be Wild Wild West Will Smith, please?
You can. You definitely can
I'm
be.
going to be...
That's actually a pretty good cinematic universe. You could be Men in Black Will Smith.
That's a good one. You
Yep.
could be Fresh Prince.
You could be I Am Legend.
You could be... Oh, that's a pretty good one, actually.
Yeah.
Shark Tale?
Shark Tale?
Would he be fish size?
He'd have to be fish size. He would be a fish in that one.
Would he be human size and walk around?
Yes.
That's terrifying. All right.
It's disgusting, and I hate it, but I also love it.
Probably figured out that at this point, this is a podcast in which we present segments to each other. That was our segment, Shark Furries and Will Smiths.
There you go. Mostly Will Smiths.
A Shark Tale about shark furries.
About shark furries. Hey, Will.
Yep.
We're
going to get into the segment. We're not even going to describe what the podcast is.
Okay, so the podcast is Will and I both prepare segments that the other one is not aware of, and then we bring them to the table and discuss.
Recurring segments, but a lot of new segments.
So this one is sort of reoccurring, but with a twist.
Mm-hmm.
This is sort of a take on In the News, but it's specifically Marvel news.
Okay.
So Marvel recently at Comic-Con announced what their new plans are for Phase 4.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot to unpack here. So I'll just run down the list, and we can have your live reactions, because you said you didn't know anything about it.
I didn't.
You didn't
follow
look.
it.
Okay, so
I was doing
first thing, Black Widow is getting her own movie.
like, spoilers for Endgame. She died, though.
No, Black Widow? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
She died, though.
Yeah.
Is it like a prequel?
Yeah, I don't know if they said that, actually. I'm not sure. That's a good question. They don't say that, but she's going to be going up against...
Didn't do his research.
She's going to be going up against Taskmaster.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
That's actually dope.
Pretty interesting, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good matchup.
I feel like Taskmaster I would love him as an Avengers villain, but I know they're not going to do him, so I'm fine with him in any capacity.
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is with the timeline, but they're also sort of, with these announcements, you'll see that they're sort of messing around with the timeline.
Mm-hmm. They can do whatever
they can do whatever the hell they want. Yeah. Check. Next up, the Eternals is happening.
What is
the Eternals? Are like some intercosmic
like
superheroes. Yeah, sort of. And some of the people who are the Eternals are Angelina Jolie.
What?
And what's his name?
They got Angie
and what's the guy? Kamal Nanjiani.
Oh,
Kumail.
What is he?
He's one of the Eternals.
Is he gonna get jacked?
I don't know. And then, like, it's a weird looking bunch of people. Like, one of them is a little kid. Yeah, I don't really know what the deal with it. I don't know anything really about the Eternals, but like Angelina Jolie and Kumail are in it, so
this reeks of the Inhumans.
Yeah,
this
it does
feels
a bit.
very Inhumans. Just hearing the press release.
Right. Next up, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is happening, which I'm like,
what?
Take or leave. It's like this kung fu kind of deal.
Isn't that the whole thing with the Mandarin? Is this 10
It
rings?
is with the Mandarin, which is weird because they're recasting the Mandarin.
I think, okay, we're not going to get into Iron Man 3.
It's fine. Like, I'm pretty okay with it. It's whatever.
I'm fine with it.
They're also going to be doing a TV show about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Which is like a buddy cop.
But it's like a TV show.
Yeah.
Which is something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one. Weird. They're making a WandaVision TV show, which is weird because, as you'll remember, Vision is dead.
Vision's super dead.
Vision's very dead.
But also Wanda has reality powers. All right, this is going to be not that deep of a dive, but it's a kind of deep dive for comic stuff. There's a short comic series, I read them as like graphic novels, where Vision had a family of other Vision people,
mm-hmm. and
it turns into like a weird like psychological horror thing almost, because his family are like imperfect and not as like they just like slowly deteriorate and get weird. Mm-hmm. And then one of them like happens to murder a supervillain and then like hides the body, and it becomes like Disturbia kind of shit.
Weird. Okay.
Which I'm like, can you do that though for weirdos like me?
For weirdos like me.
Can you just do that?
So that's happening. They announced the next Doctor Strange movie. It's called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and is apparently going to be the first Marvel movie that's going to take a crack at the horror genre.
Ooh.
Which kind of fits. Like,
I'm kind of
into it.
If you're gonna experiment with any of these characters,
like, imagine a multiverse
Doctor
that is
Strange
just absolutely terrifying, and he's traveling from multiverse to multiverse being like, oh my god.
I wonder if it's gonna do like Cthulhu shit. That'd be neat.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I'm sort of into it.
I don't care about Doctor Strange a lot.
I don't either. I'm with you on that.
Like, you can just fucking throw whatever at the wall with him.
Sure, like, take a crack at something experimental with him. Yeah, doesn't matter to me.
Go for it.
Next, they will be doing a Loki TV show.
Oh, I heard about that.
That is going to follow him in the weird timeline from Endgame. Because he disappeared with the stone. So they're just going to do the Tesseract, and they're like, hey, he's going to go off and have zany adventures.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, with characters like that, it's just like icing on top, I guess, of a character arc. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it needs to. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to exist.
It's just like fun, fluffy stuff, I guess.
They'll also be making a Hawkeye TV show
with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. Right?
All right.
They're really going to try to go hard with Disney Plus. They really want people to like Disney Plus.
But have you talked to anyone who's been like, yes, Disney Plus, please, 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 please.
Well, I mean, Disney Plus doesn't exist yet, does it? I mean, no. Right. So that's what they're trying to launch and be like, hey, you need to come over here to be caught up on the Avengers.
I don't know if I'm going to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is, The Watcher. It's going to be an animated.
What the fuck?
Something or other. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know much about that.
Maybe it's like an anthology series.
Okay, the next Thor movie was announced. It's called Thor Love and Thunder.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's going to feature female Thor, who is going to be Natalie Portman, the character they wrote out of Thor.
I wonder if that picked up on the mic. It just thundered.
It thundered outside right as I said that.
That's bananas.
Isn't that wild? The person who was like seemed the least interested in being in the Marvel universe is now getting basically a movie to herself.
I think she had a meeting with the Disney executives, and she's like, I don't know if I'm feeling this, and then they just pulled out their checkbook and just said, we can put whatever number you want in this shit. And
I don't know what happened there. Like, okay, maybe she had a change of heart or something. Like,
I think money is a good change of heart.
It's just so weird to me that, like, Natalie Portman,
she just seemed out of,
who they completely ignored for like 3 movies and was like, hey, we're going to pretend that she doesn't exist anymore.
And now she's female Thor.
And also because
she's a great actress.
There was another person who could have taken the female Thor role, Valkyrie.
Oh, yeah, Valkyrie. I was surprised that you didn't say Valkyrie.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, although Valkyrie is like a great character, I like Valkyrie as her own. She doesn't need to become female Thor. Yeah. I was just like, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be her, right?
Yeah, she's going to take over the franchise because she has charisma for days.
Yeah, she has charisma for days, exactly. And then...
They know it's a lot, Jesus Christ.
Final little tidbit. They're making another movie starring Mahershala Ali.
Ooh.
As Blade. Yup. Did you see that one coming?
No.
Yeah. Isn't that exciting?
This is very exciting.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali will do it. It was so cool when they announced it.
Amazing actor.
He came out on stage and they didn't announce what it was going to be for, and he just came out and they're like, he's joining the Marvel like family. And they're like, what's that hat you've got? And he's like, oh, this, and he puts it on and it just says Blade on the front. And it's like, oh
my god. Okay.
He's so cool.
He is so cool. And Blade, I love Blade. I don't read Blade in the comics, and I have no idea how he actually fits into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Because he fights vampires.
Yeah.
Are there vampires now?
Maybe. I don't know. We're going to find out.
Imagine a different movie that vampires... Captain America versus... How they deal with Iron Man. They couldn't... He would just repulsor blast them. They would go to dust.
Or if Iron Man was a vampire the whole time, that's why he was in the suit, so he could be protected from... daylight.
Mm-hmm. They're just biting Hulk like all over. I can't get it. There was tough skin.
Bucky, you survived. I did more than survive.
Oh no, Bucky!
Oh no, Bucky, no!
That'd be like Marvel Zombies or whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna have a whole like... What if the next major event is Avengers versus vampires?
There's too many vampires.
There's too many vampires.
Oh no, and all we have is the D team? What are we down to?
I don't know.
We killed everyone. They're all dead.
I really hope that it's as good as the previous Blade movies.
Yeah, because those are good. They were dated. Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, they're dated, but they were so fun.
They're just fun.
They're so fun.
It's like, I want them to do a rave scene again, just for shits and giggles.
I hope that they reference that, because that was hilarious. Mm-hmm. Anyways, that was the Marvel announcements. Like, that was actually a lot, right? Like,
was a ton. I was like, you're gonna keep going?
I think that basically they were like, we're gonna announce a bunch of stuff, and we're not gonna make everything for everyone.
No, they don't need to at this point.
They don't need to at this point.
Disney's thing is they're going to corner every fucking market.
Right, exactly. And they're going to make millions of dollars on each one of these individually, so it doesn't really matter if they get everyone with every market. I think it was quite exciting. I'm not interested in the 10 Rings, Shang-Chi, whatever. No. Maybe they'll make me interested. I don't know. And I'm probably not going to watch anything on Disney Plus unless someone is absolutely like, this is a must watch. And then I'll be like, okay, well, maybe I'll do a free trial to watch or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. That was Will catching up on Marvel.
There you go. You're caught up now.
Now, let's get to our normal first segment.
Here we go.
Which is Will's stupid thoughts.
Okay.
My stupid thought for today is, what is work farting etiquette? Farting at work.
Farting at work. Well, I think a lot of this is predicated by how close do you sit to your nearest coworker?
Like me? Are you asking me that specifically?
Sure. Let's take you for example.
Like, probably the distance between us, which is probably
a
few feet.
4 feet.
Yeah.
Not a huge amount. Okay, so like, another interesting question. Do your coworkers often wear headphones or earbuds?
Yes.
Interesting. Because if that's the case, then because, smell, you can't tell which direction smell came from, but with sound you can. So if you toot, and even if it's loud and they don't hear it, then they could be anybody.
here's another thing that applies mostly to me. I'm in an open concept like office, so you can sit wherever you want.
Which is so weird to me.
Which is so weird.
You don't have you don't have like a desk that's yours.
I have my own desk. Ooh, there's also like 3 companies
that
are all under the same umbrella, and we all work in the same office. Annie brought this up to me because I asked her this question, and her response was, there is no etiquette. There is, because nobody will ever call you out on it to your face unless they know you very well. And the people around me, somebody could murder another person and they would go, who did it? And I would go, I don't know their name. I don't know their actual name. I've worked next to them for months now,
and I don't
know who they are.
Like, you could walk into a different part of your office that you're totally allowed to go into,
absolutely rip ass, and nobody could say,
and walk away because everyone's like, "Who is that guy?
Who is that guy?" No. It's also like, it is an interesting concept of, I don't think I could call somebody out because like a silent but deadly definitely can't do that because you're like,
if you just stand up and you're like, "Who did it?
Who did it?
Fess up!
You need to tell me." You do a full inquisition. You just
I know you did it.
We will get the stretcher out, and
nobody goes in, nobody goes out.
We shall hang the man who tooted in this office. But you can't like
you just like throw a rope over one of the supporting beams.
What is the negative of it other than just kind of like thinking less of the person a little bit? You know what I mean? If they're very like if I just went into my office and just like and just absolutely like destroyed everyone's nostrils, I think people would just kind of have to accept it.
I mean, they definitely would have to accept it, but they might think, I don't know, like, don't you want to like look good professionally amongst your coworkers?
It's true, but they don't know my name. I'm fucking anonymous. You can do whatever I want.
But I don't know. I guess I can't relate to your office because, like, my coworkers are not strangers to me. Like, I know my coworkers.
I think your office, if you absolutely destroyed, like, your seat bottom no longer exists.
Straight through to the Earth's core.
If you did that, I think that...
enough to gain 10 feet of elevation.
I think your closest coworker would probably go, Theo, you feeling all right?
Yeah, actually, they'd be like, are you okay? Like, okay? They might actually be genuinely concerned.
Or they'd be like, oh, they're not going to do the elementary school thing of just like, ew, he farted. Like, Theo farted. No, he didn't.
Oh, no, I didn't.
No, he didn't. It's just an interesting, because it's like...
It's only unpleasant for like maybe 30 seconds, too. It's not like the end of the world.
You can't call like, to me, I feel like it's weird to be like aggressive about it. Because I've definitely smelled... Like, I'm like, somebody absolutely did.
Yeah.
But you can't really... And imagine if you had your own office. Ooh, you could be... But then again...
okay, I don't want to say anything. I knew someone who had an office, and every time I went in there, it did smell a little... Fred? Yeah, like... well, like, every time I went in there, I was like... and this isn't at my previous... This isn't at my current... This is not at my current company. But, like, I knew someone who was like, oh...
Because at least with I work in, like, the middle of the room. I fart. Nobody fucking knows. Especially if I'm good about making it silent. Good. If I had my own office... Oh boy. That's not a good look.
You wouldn't care. You'd let it fly.
You'd let it fly, and that's bad. Because
and it would also be sort of...
don't notice your own.
That could
so
be,
people would walk in and they go, ooh.
This is a business strategy that is not listed in any... Like, imagine the power play where you have to meet with your boss and you walk into your boss's office and it's just noxious. You're like, all right, let's talk about your salary adjustment. Right. You're like, I'll take a cut. I'll take a pay cut. Just get me out of here.
No, we got another 3 hours of negotiations, Theo. We got to really.
So I see here that you asked for a 5% raise. No, you can pay me 5% less, please.
Pay me $5. Anything.
I'll pay you right now.
He goes, I don't know, Theo.
I don't know.
We could get you lower on the. Please. But if you try that for too long and they just pass out and you're like, damn it, I did it wrong.
Janet, get in here. We got another one.
Get the stretcher. Anyway, that's Will's stupid thought. I think that kind of run.
I think you should write your own, like, how to be a manager playbook.
Based on that?
And that's one of the pro tips.
Interesting thought, though, by Annie, that there's no etiquette at all, and you could just do whatever the fuck you want.
You could try to make it as stressful as possible for your employee when negotiating salary. You could, like, you could turn off all the lights and you could put on a strobe light.
I feel like that only works when you can't do that in an interview. You can only do that when
Once you're hired,
Once you're hired, once you're in.
But you go, okay, so you go into your boss's office, there's a strobe light on, it smells like fart.
You have to do the beef and switch.
The old beef and switch.
The old beef and switch. All right.
Oh, God.
That was silly.
Okay. I recently,
Mm-hmm.
so this is just a segment, I guess. I don't know.
That's
I don't know what
we
it's called.
What do you mean? This is just
I don't
a
know.
segment. This
So
is
I
the entire
recently
point of the show.
was like poking around and found I was interested in corporate catchphrases.
Oh.
Cause like, you hear these like,
corporate,
well, like, like Subway Eat Fresh. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm loving it or whatever.
Mhm.
This week brought to you by McDonald's and Subway.
Mhm.
Please, Ronald, we need your money. What is the Subway mascot? Is it a giant sandwich?
It's a big pair of pants.
It's a slim pair of pants. Isn't that their whole thing? They want you to slim down?
What was his name?
The guy who got arrested?
Yeah, what was his name?
I don't remember, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Subway Man.
Subway Man. Was he actually a mascot?
He kind of was.
He was, but
He
then
was a real life
then they
mascot.
had to like distance themselves. Like, oh no. Yeah. So, anyways, these corporate catchphrases,
Jared,
like,
that's his name.
yeah, that's right, it was. Yeah,
Jared was
not great
with his big pants.
with his big pants. So I looked up some terrible corporate catchphrases
Okay.
that are like, why?
Okay.
Who approved this? So start off nice and easy. PBS said one. The catchphrase was, "If PBS doesn't do it, who will?"
I thought there was going to be like PBS from the crib to the grave.
The full circle of life.
The full circle is because it's only for babies and old people.
Like
Only for babies and old people. PBS.
Exactly. Like who's gonna eat who's gonna eat the rest of these burgers? There's like 40 burgers here. PBS will do it. PBS doesn't do it. Who will?
Do you want to hear how buttons were manufactured? PBS.
PBS. If PBS doesn't do it, who will?
That's so bad.
It's so bad, right?
Who's gonna run this expose on lice in dog pounds? What?
I guess
Like, is that a big story?
PBS could do it. I guess that was the attitude with like, was PBS Arthur? No, PBS wasn't Arthur, was they? That was
Are they
PBS Kids.
PBS
Yeah,
Kids.
if people, you know.
Once again, crib to
Crib
to grave.
All right. The next one was actually for Sheboygan, Wisconsin.
Sheboygan.
Sheboygan.
We had a story about that last
exactly.
year.
That's why I
Last
found it
week.
funny. It's this their I don't guess catchphrase slogan.
The
The
catchphrase.
city of cheese, chairs, children, and churches.
Oh, don't put children and churches next to each other.
Also, chairs?
Chairs?
Is that a point of pride?
Okay, here's the thing.
This is the only city in America where we have chairs.
These all fit together into a terrible Sunday morning.
You're sitting next to your
you're-
child in church on a chair
The
eating
child-
cheese.
The child doesn't want to be there, but you are mixing the cheese with the little crackers of the body of
You're
Christ.
trying to tell the kid to calm down and eat the cheese.
And he says, no, I like a sharper, bolder flavor, mama.
Mama, I need
Mama.
cheddar cheese.
Mama, I am
I am a chagrined child.
I know what I like for cheese, all right, mama?
Mama,
I know what I like.
and it's not this.
What is this fizz? I am from Sheboygan.
Is Sheboygan now a French place?
Sheboygan.
Oh,
Sheboygan.
Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin, yeah.
Of course, it's cheese, Wisconsin.
And chairs, though.
chairs.
Don't forget about the chairs.
And church.
And church.
On church.
All right, this one's from Carl Jr.
All right, already good.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Oh my god! How is that not the thing for Brazzers?
That's, yep.
Or Pornhub? Anything?
Yep.
Oh my god!
That was Carl's Jr.
And then what did Carl Sr. say about that?
Carl Sr. said, go to your room.
Son,
He said,
what are you?
Son, go to your room right
What in
now
tarnation?
and think about what you just said.
You see what you wrote in this notebook? What you wrote on that whiteboard in your classroom? That's your slogan now, son.
You've got to live with it.
Do you understand what you did?
I raised you right.
I just want it all on my face. Stop saying that.
Stop.
All
I
right.
want it all over the place, Dad.
I just want it sloppy. I just want it very sloppy, Dad.
I just want sloppy.
Ugh.
So the next one's just uncomfortable.
Doesn't even sound good.
This one's just uncomfortable. Bud Light's catchphrase at one point was the perfect beer for removing no from your vocabulary for the night.
The fact that you stumbled multiple...
Bud Light, the perfect beer for removing no from your vocabulary for the night.
All right.
Isn't that the worst?
That's very obviously super rapey. Super rapey.
I don't know how they...
Who approved that? Todd from accounting? I'm not going to edit that silence out.
Jimbo, our best customer?
Jimbo's like, listen, he gets so many kegs of Bud Light. What are we going to... We told him we'd give him...
We told him we'd let him pick.
He's like, no from your vocabulary. What do we think about the demographic? What is our demographic? Frat guys and people who say, give me your cheapest beer. So I guess it'll work. Like,
guys who say to you, I'm throwing a sick rager.
I wonder if they had a marketing meeting where they said, all right, so...
This was among a number of options.
Yes, it had to be, had to like, I wonder if they just threw a dart under a board and they're like, shit.
They're like, okay, we've come up with a number of words that we think could be eliminated from your vocabulary. And let's just throw a dart at the board. And it landed on like dragons and they're like, that doesn't make any sense. The perfect beer to remove dragons from your vocabulary for like, that doesn't make any sense.
There's just Gary and he constantly just has the worst ideas. He raises his hand and you're like, Gary, you don't need to raise your hand. It's a meeting. And he's just like, what if no from the vocabulary? And they go, Gary, this is why you're on wife number 12. But nobody likes you.
But also we're shipping it.
We're also, and no, they put it on the board for the dartboard just to appease Gary, and then he gets it. And they're like, fuck. They pulled the old Brexit strategy. They put it up for a vote, and then Gary won.
All right, next is from Long John Silvers.
Oh, and that's already...
We speak fish.
Oh, no. They took the worst part of Aquaman.
And now for our CEO. Thank you. Please welcome to the stage, Aquaman.
Hey, everyone loves me.
Right. Hey, yeah.
There's like 1% in the crowd. He's like, woo! Woo! And then it's just crickets.
And they're like, so, we hear you speak fish? Yep.
Woo!
Woo! Next question. Can we eat those fish? I guess.
That's the worst
Feels
part of it.
A little bad.
That's the worst part where they're just like, hey, little guy, welcome to my fish tank. And he goes, oh, I'm going to have a great life here, right? What's left of your life? Yeah.
The last words were, please don't eat me, but we ignore them for your satisfaction.
They can hear the lobsters screaming. You took my friend. Where'd my friend go? They're all asking, like, where's our friends?
This was next one was a weird marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Pepper 10.
Oh, like the other ones haven't been weird?
Dr. Pepper 10. It's not for women.
Okay. All right.
Right?
Gary, get out of this marketing group too.
Like, what was the... 50% of living human beings on this planet are women. Let's just say no to them.
No to, like, they have to have looked at their demographics and they're like, it's only 15% women. We can drop that, right? For not even 1% bump for the other percent.
What guy in their right mind looked at the slogan and was like, you're right. I identify with this.
No women.
No woman.
I hate women.
And only 10 calories.
But I love Dr. Pepper. Oh, yes.
But I'm trying to fit into these new jeans.
All right. The doctor ordered it.
My booty's gonna look so good, but not for them damn women.
The doctor ordered some prescription misogyny. Just for...
He said, yep, so you're gonna take these pills and wash it down with Dr. Pepper 10 to make sure that you're, fully anti-women.
What is this, a 50s doctor? He's like, wash it down with a nice cigarette and
8 out of 10 doctors recommend not speaking to women.
The side effects include beating your wife.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. That's not much of a side effect. We do that anyway.
Oh, God.
This is getting dark for our comedy podcast. Go.
Last one. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
I know about that one, but I've never thought about it. What can Brown do? Their color's brown. Like, who came up with that?
Yeah, exactly. Like, all right, we need a zippy new campaign here. Let's think of all zippy colors. Orange, yellow, brown.
You know what? Literally one word difference would make that. What can we do for you?
Yeah.
But also, if you have the different tone, what could we do for you anyway?
What could we do for you?
We can't even deliver this shit. What do you even want?
UPS, you do it.
Listen, USPS left us.
USPS has us beat.
USPS. We don't know where your package is. What do you mean you ordered it?
It's an awful long way away. Why don't you come get it?
UPS. Sure, it's down the street. No, you can't get it. It'll take another 5 days to get to you.
USPS. We definitely delivered it.
Right?
Right?
Everyone, right?
Everyone in unison?
Right?
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 Right? We did it, right?
What can Piss Yellow do for you? USPS.
Oh, God.
We're dunking on the U.S. Postal Service.
Well, it's UPS. USPS did nothing wrong. UPS we're dunking on.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
USPS is what we've been saying.
USPS is also catching it.
Man.
Yeah, those are the bad corporate catchphrases.
We've been dunking on them.
We're dunking on
We're
them.
absolute fucking Jesus Christ.
Just do better.
They deserve them. Yeah, what
They
the
deserve
fuck?
them. We speak fish?
We
What?
speak fish? That's not a thing.
That's not anything.
You ready for a patented Will Kane segment?
Patterson? Pattinson? Robert Pattinson?
Having edited this podcast, I've realized I can't say words.
Yeah,
I just try to say words and they never work out.
I getcha.
This is a segment that I like to call Conspiracy Query.
Woo!
So this segment, I present Theo with 3 conspiracy theories, one of which I came up with. This conspiracy query has a theme. And this theme is, there are no such thing as blank.
Okay, here we go.
The first one, there are no such things as trees. That's the first conspiracy theory. Do you want to?
Those aren't trees.
Do you want me to give
Those
a
are
little
just
description?
weird-looking dogs that are sticking up out of the ground.
What are these? Do you want to hear a little description? Do you want me to just go through them, or do you want a description with each? I guess I'll give you a description because it'll make it less hard. No real trees exist anymore. The real trees existed thousands of years ago and were gigantic.
Okay.
Mesas and mountains are their remains. Trees that we have today.
What are the remains?
Mesas and mountains.
Mesas?
Mesas.
Oh, mesas.
Yeah, like plateaus.
Got it. I thought you said mesas, and I was like,
Mesas.
That's
like
weird.
Medieval.
That's like weirdly specific.
Hundreds of years ago, we used trees to battle off.
But then the government cut them down and turned them into mesas.
Mesas. And then trees today are just shrubs. Big shrubs.
So they basically believe that, like, essentially what happened to dinosaurs was they were big dinosaurs way back when, but then they became little lizards. But the same thing happened to trees. Like, they were gigantor trees back in the day, and now we just have, like, little tiny cousins of trees.
Yes.
Those must be some fucking wild trees that they're imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, mesas.
Mesas?
Mesas.
They're thinking that they went into freaking space. Like,
Basically.
Jack and the Beanstalk, they thought was a real-life tale.
Yep. Exactly.
Of,
they
like,
thought
an
they
action
like
point.
they went to the redwood forest.
Yeah.
And they're just like nothing.
These boys, these are small time.
These are small time boys. All right, the next one
All right.
is there are no such thing as homeless people. Similar to crisis actors, there are no homeless people, only people the government pays to act like homeless people.
Okay.
And then the third one is there are no such things as birds. All birds have been killed and replaced with surveillance drones to watch and police people.
No, that's absolutely a real life conspiracy theory.
Really?
That's not made up.
That's not made up?
No, that's not made up.
All right, so
That can't be made
now
up.
Theo has to decide which one is the fake
I really
conspiracy
like
theory.
the trees one because I'm trying to imagine people that are like, see these big rocks?
Uh-huh.
These used to be big pieces of wood.
They look like wood. Look at this stump.
Looks like wood. Smells like wood. Tastes
No,
like wood.
There's trees on the
There's
mountain.
trees. What you're saying makes no sense. There's trees on trees.
Just grab the scent of a tree to me, please. Oh,
Woody.
Woody.
With notes of oak.
Ooh, it's like a nice bark. Yeah.
That's like saying describe the smell of a dog. It smells like fur. Like, yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Yep.
That's
Uh-huh.
about right. Answer my query.
I think you made up the homeless person one.
You think I came up with the homeless person one?
Yeah. Because I think People definitely think that birds are surveilling them.
Do they?
Yes, definitly.
All right, is that your final
You're trying
answer?
to throw me off the scent here.
Is-
I know
is
you
that
are.
your final
yeah,
answer?
it's homeless people.
It is homeless people.
Yeah!
You caught me. This one was hard because
That is interesting, though. Because the homeless people one feels like it could be real.
we talked about this before. I come up with homeless people, or I come up with homeless people. I come up with
Will,
conspiracy.
I
did come up with the
I
concept
found
that
this
there are
homeless
no
person
homeless
outside. Mom, can we keep him?
Can we keep him?
Another one?
You got any change?
You live in our house. You can have the.
Can I go on your cushions real quick? Just real quick.
So I come up with ones. I feel like they're just too, like, well thought out, and that's not what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Like
You're
that
supposed to-
one
yeah.
I thought of, and I'm like, why isn't this a
They need to be
conspiracy theory?
super
I
face
googled
value,
this,
like-
hardcore.
Like the birds one makes sense because you could see someone being outside and be like, that bird looks suspicious. I don't trust that bird.
But they're surveillance drones. There
Right.
are no birds.
Right.
Billions of birds? No.
No.
There are no birds.
No, not a single bird.
Not a single bird.
I mean, the conspiracy theory could have been that, like, there are drones mixed in with birds.
Mm-hmm.
And I would be like, maybe.
Yeah, that's actually,
mean,
like, logical.
That makes
No.
sense. Like,
No birds.
no birds.
So I guess we'll go into the full description starting with that one.
Sure.
I heard about this literally at a concert I went to where my friend just went, I just heard about this new conspiracy theory. No birds.
No.
And I immediately, like, we went to a different thing, and then later I was like, still thinking about that no birds
Still
thing.
thinking about no
Because I
birds.
immediately went, what about penguins?
What about emu?
What about
ostriches?
chickens?
Yeah, what about chickens? What do they think
What
they're
about
eating?
chickens? Like, literally any bird.
What do they think? Big turkey dinner. That's no turkey. That's a robot.
I'm eating some metal.
You're being fooled. I see the truth
The
now.
singularity has already come upon us.
That could maybe go into another conspiracy theory of, like, made meat, like lab grown
Right, lab meat.
But it's, like, so stupid. Like,
I think that the simplest answer is the most logical one, and that there are birds in this world. I hate to say it.
conspiracy theories do not go with Occam's razor, which is
Occam-
the theory that
They go against Occam's razor pretty hard.
is the-
Most of them do, at least.
Yeah, Occam's razor, for anyone who doesn't know, is the simplest theory is probably the
Right.
correct one,
Right.
because it is I think a mark of a good conspiracy theory is that it completely breaks down, or you just have no idea about categorization, taxonomy, anything to do with science. It
Right.
has to just be, you look at it and you go, yup, just gut feeling.
Yerp.
Yerp. Let me actually. So now the birds one, I was kind of disappointed when I researched it a little bit, because I thought that was going to be my champ. I thought because I thought about it so much after I heard about it. But this one, it's been manufactured basically. Like a person came up with this, but people believe it. But the source was memeing.
Interesting.
Peter Mickindo, 20, says he's completely serious in his belief that birds are actually inorganic machines designed to surveil and police Americans. The movement, which he started last year, has spiked in recent weeks after it caught the notice of a popular YouTuber and meme accounts. The higher-ups were so annoyed that birds had been dropping fecal matter on their car windows that they vowed to wipe out every single flying feathered creature in North America.
Oh my god.
And replace them with robots from 1959 to 2001.
1959?
They had robot drones in 1959?
10 years before the moon landing?
They had robot drones in 1959.
This is
group
wild.
claims in its website. The Audubon Society, a nonprofit for bird conservation, documented the meme earlier this month and declared it to be a joke.
That's
Here's
the best way for people to take you seriously. We declare this a joke.
The best quote in the history of this show, I think. Wow, we sure hope so. An Audubon Society spokesperson told the Daily Beast when asked when they were real. Whether birds were real. When asked whether birds are real, he said, wow, I sure hope so, because their entire society is based on birds.
I love that.
It's such a great,
What
just
if-
like a big...
What if he's somebody who's like, we've actually never stopped to ask that question? Are
They start going, wait, are they?
Wait, are they? Guys,
Wait,
can
guys?
we get a check on whether birds are real?
Has anyone looked? I know we've eaten them. We have their skeleton. No, they could be robot skeletons.
Just ask it if it's real. Just go ahead and ask it.
Fuck, they can't talk. All right, let's go.
I guess we have no way of knowing.
Austin, Texas's Birds Aren't Real Instagram account insisted they sincerely believed in the movement. But even this chapter said some of their work was in satirizing other conspiracy movements. While we like to poke fun at other conspiracies, the majority of what I make is serious, the group claimed. They conceded that some Austin-based bird truthers believe chickens are real. So that kind of they don't believe all of them. It was made by one dude, and he's like been marketing, like he has products based on it. Like he has t-shirts.
Oh, so he's just making money off of it.
He's making money off of it. He doesn't believe it, but he's playing a character who does. Like he's gone on interviews and stuff. And it's in the articles I've read, which this article was from the Daily Beast, was basically he's making fun of QAnonymous. QAnon.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically that all of Donald Trump's detractors are satanic pedophiles.
Oh.
So that's that's very widely spread. Apparently, that's very widely spread.
Oh, Lord.
And now let's go into trees are not real.
Trees are not real.
This is actually a side product of the Flat Earthers. This goes with Flat Earth stuff.
Because they weren't wild enough, huh?
They weren't. So, Flat Earthers strike again.
Is that the name of the article?
No. I got this article from the Atlantic. It says, I wrote in Flat Earthers strike again, just so I remembered that it was Flat Earth. A video by the title of There Are No Forests on Flat Earth, Wake Up! Came out, which shows a video of a forest. It garnered thousands of response videos.
This is a very weird thing to me, because it's like, basically they're claiming that trees aren't trees, but we don't, like, call lizards dinosaurs. Like, it could just be a different name.
That's why conspiracy theories just don't understand. Like, I'll get into this after. Let me finish this article. They make us think that this is a forest, he tells us, when you're actually looking at 30-meter bushes. After watching this video, you will reverse your concept of forest by 360 degrees.
Wait! I'm going to turn my whole life around 360 degrees.
He doesn't. See, they just don't understand any science. That's a full circle.
That's a meme.
You've gone back to where, I think forests are real. Thank you very much. I'm back where I started. This isn't a forest at all, only a diminished imitation. Thousands of years ago, a cataclysmic event destroyed 99% of the Earth's biosphere, and when it happened, it took away the real forests. Real trees are nothing like these stunted cousins, the miserable, perishing scraps of wood that we see today. They were truly vast, of kilometers tall, magical organisms that sustained a total living ecology on the flat Earth. These things were the anchor of a beautiful world that has now vanished forever. And how does he know? Because everyone around us, we can see their stumps, mesas and mountains.
We can see their stumps.
He posits that no way could lava form into such organic shapes. God. He asked the audience to point out 10 differences between a mesa and a tree stump. He says there are only 2: size and material, which is a gigantic, huge difference.
No, that doesn't work.
That's a massive difference.
Name the differences between the sun and a soccer ball. Only size and material.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit, you're right.
The sun is actually just a soccer ball.
Go back to the drawing board. All right. They make us think that this is a forest. When you're actually...
Who is the they in this situation? Is it always just science or the government?
It's always the same. There's no such thing as a mountain. There's no such thing as an inert rock. Everything we walk on was once living wood. The mountain ranges were once tremendous forests reaching up to the stellar canopy, providing a link between humanity and the celestial spheres. The earth was really flat, but some malignant power cut all these trees down using vast machinery, and ever since then they've been gouging into the corpse of the earth, mining the dead trees for precious minerals, carving deep quarries that we, in our ignorance, call gorges and canyons.
I don't understand. If the tree fell onto the earth, wouldn't the tree be on the earth?
The narrator alleges that a nuclear war took place in the 19th century. That large bathtubs are proof of the technological complexities of previous ages.
Wait, 19th century? They're saying that, like, the
1800s.
In the same time as the Civil War, there was also...
They don't understand any science. They don't get it. They just, and they think volcanoes are filled with radioactive chemical waste from these nuclear wars.
This is a wild fantasy world that some people live in.
Now, remember how I said that I kind of went against the bird one? I was kind of disappointed. I love this.
This one over-delivered for sure.
This is world building. Like a fantasy book building.
Like, I'd actually love a story in this world. This sounds pretty
like
cool.
Norse mythology with the fucking birth tree. Like, it's the world. Like, I love the idea
world
of just
is connected to the
massive,
stars and...
Like, it's like in Guardians of the Galaxy when they have the skull of the giant, the celestial, and it's like we're on a dead world full of these like giant trees, and somebody cut them down, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat, that's kind of metal. I'm like, I want to read a fantasy book about this now. And people, when they did their response videos, were like, this spoke to me. Like, I believe, and that's how conspiracy theories are.
This spooked me?
Spoke to me.
Oh, this spoke to me.
This spooked me. Ooh,
this
spooky.
This one really spooked me.
I love little scary movies. I like getting little chills. But it just, they just don't understand. Because here's the thing. They take, I feel like people, they go against what the words mean, but they don't understand that we made the words.
Right, the word tree is a word that we use.
If it's a big bush, even if it is a big bush, we still call it a tree.
Right.
Like,
even if in your world, like, what you're saying was true, wouldn't there be just a different name for that? Like,
we don't call what we have as shrubbery little trees.
Right.
We call them...
It's a different categorization.
It's a different categorization. They have the categorization of, like, I looked it up, shrubbery have just, like branches and stuff that are below 2 inches.
Okay.
Is kind of their, just like, the
right.
difference
It's
between...
It's just a name.
It's just the categorization. They don't understand that, though, because they don't understand the differences that we... Like, they want to bend the rules, but don't understand that they don't understand the rules.
Right.
And just kind of go with it.
It's like elementary schoolers being like, no, these are the rules. Rules, this is the rule I made up.
I have invincibility armor now. You can't hurt me with knowledge. You're like, oh, fucking idiot, and you just kick him. And you just, oh, no, I told you, I'm going to tell my mom. There are no rules. I'm an adult. What is your mom going to do?
New conspiracy theory. Your mom doesn't exist.
My mom specifically?
All moms. Moms are robots. Created by the government.
Now you're doing the conspiracy queries.
Dr. Pepper 10. Not for moms.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I think that's going to do it for us. These segments took a lot out of me.
It took it out of me, man.
It took it out of me.
I got nothing left in the tank.
We talked about fart etiquette a little bit.
Well, it's a serious question. It's a serious dilemma. This nation has a lot to deal with. And first on the plate, trees.
They have to deal with that. They have to deal with satanic pedophiles, big trees. Big trees.
Obama controlling the weather.
Just like everything, dude. They got to deal with.
But first, fart etiquette. That comes first.
But you know what we need to deal with now?
Saying goodbye to our listeners?
Yeah.
Well.
I'm sorry, listeners. This is all we got for this episode. But hey, we have past episodes, and we're going to have future episodes. And don't forget that if you enjoyed this episode, you can relive the memories by leaving a good review for us boys.
You can infinitely relive the memory by listening again.
Listen again and again and again and again and again.
I'm caught in a time warp.
You can leave us a review on iTunes, anywhere that you find this. Give us some good star ratings.
Tell us.
Recommend us to a friend.
Yeah, recommend us to a friend. Get us a little bit more audience so we can get some more segments up in here.
Mm-hmm. Apparently World War III is happening outside. I hear the bombs falling.
And cut on that note.
All right.
Thanks for listening. If you liked our podcast, you might like Rachel Robinson's podcast. A huge shout out and thank you to her.
Didn't she provide our theme music?
She sure did. And, of course, you can always contact us. If you have any segments of your own, my friends will be like, hey, I have ideas for the segments. And I'm like, message us with it, my man. Send it to that inbox. segmentcity@gmail.com.
Yep, segmentcitypodcast@gmail.com.
You're right.
Or hit up our Twitter.
I never do that part. I messed that up because you usually do that. Mm-hmm. Or hit us up on Twitter
Segment City.
I got that one right.
All right, we did it. I think that's about it. Thank you, everybody. And I'm about to go look at some shark fetish porn.
Oh, God. No. Will. Future Will, cut that out.
Okay.
Cut that out.
Future will keep that in.
No.
And goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, listeners. Thank
Love
you
you.
for listening. I'm sorry we had to end on that.
We began on it too, so it's not like I can't